Welcome back, guys, to another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. Hopefully you've already watched my Raven and Eve video. Now it's time to talk about Lily. Link to the other videos in the description below if you have not seen those. They have some really interesting kits. So Lily is a burst 2 support with a submachine gun, does ammo capacity of 120% and 8.1% of attack as damage, and then of course the standard 200% core damage. She is a wind code. So the other two girls are iron. She's the only wind. She has a really cool kit, but unfortunately is really hamstrung from being like a really good unit. That said, could be good for newer players. Welcome any brand new players coming from Stellar Blade. I'm a big fan of the game. I 100%ed Stellar Blade and did literally everything possible, even beyond what you can get for like the Platinum Trophy. I got every single item you can find and whatever. So anyway, you're my people if you came here from Stellar Blade. So let's look at her kit. Skill 1 has a cooldown of 15 seconds, but it's active, so it just happens automatically every 15 seconds. It says, affects one random ally unit. Attack goes up 20% of caster's attack for 5 seconds. This is pretty cool. So basically, every 10 seconds, because it lasts for 5 seconds and has a cooldown of 15 seconds, every 10 seconds, you're going to be able to get an attack boost of 20%. That's good, honestly. The problem is that Lily's base attack is not going to be all that high because it's not going to take into account all like buffs from other things, right? It says attack, not final attack. And she is a supporter, and so it's kind of mid. And then her skill 2 is another active one, also has a cooldown of 15 seconds, affects all allies, covers HP goes up by 10%. All right, cool. So your cover, anytime you take cover, that part is going to take damage if the enemy targets you. And so every 10 seconds, again, or sorry, this will be every 15 seconds because it's just a thing that happens instantly. You're going to increase that by 10%. Also pretty good. Better for campaign stages, I would say, which is also kind of good for newer players than against bosses. Because a lot of time bosses will just like one-shot the cover in some situations. So in that case, you can't recover it anyway. But if that does happen, her burst comes into handy. The thing that kills this, that just kind of made my heart sink as soon as I read this, is that it has a cooldown of 40 seconds, which means you need to pair her with another burst too. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go through your burst cycles properly. So it's really unfortunate. But we see this a lot with the free units, so it probably shouldn't be that surprising. But just remember this, if you're a newer player, you need to make sure you have another burst 2 working with her, and then she's going to function all right for you. So it says affects one random ally unit whose cover has been destroyed. Rebuild cover with 30% of max HP, and then attack goes up 20% of caster's attack for 10 seconds. So they get the same attack buff that she would also get from her skill 1, and they get their cover magically revived. So again, good, but not amazing. And then if their cover is not destroyed, affects one random ally, and their attack goes up by 40% of caster attack for 10 seconds. And that's a pretty significant attack buff. That is good. So the obvious comparison here is Leader. Now, Leader is one of the best burst ones in the game, one of the best units in the game in general, and she can recover people's cover, and she gives attack buffs. The thing is, everything on Lily is just like at a smaller scale, and she does it every 40 seconds, whereas Leader does these things every 20 seconds. So kind of a big disparity there. Also, Leader, of course, comes with cooldown reduction, which means you're going to be doing this more like every, 10 to 12 seconds rather than Lily, who is going to have to wait every 40 seconds. So there's a pretty big disparity there. That said, these are still good effects. It's just, everything's on kind of like a slower, lower scale. So I like her. It's not bad. I think that she will probably help a lot of people go through campaign towards the early stages. I think she's absolutely worth using. But, at some point, you're going to just like build a better team where you don't need another 40-second burst 2. And then she'll probably get retired for you. I think experienced players are not going to really get value out of her. But again, she is a free unit to just kind of like help people. So cool, disappointing. I was kind of hoping for more, but honestly, it is a pretty good kit. But it's, I think, intentionally held back a bit. The other unit that she combines here is Biscuit, who is the one that could revive cover. So, we kind of staple like Biscuit and Leader together and then reduce their power level, and that's how you get Lily. So a decent unit, but probably nothing that like mature accounts are going to really pay attention to. But let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about Lily? Are you planning to use her? Are you a brand new player? If you are, welcome to Nikke and welcome to my channel. Please subscribe for more Nikke videos. I do all kinds of guides on everything. I also have a full new player tutorial playlist as well, so you can check that out. All right, I'll catch you guys later on stream. I'm also going to be doing viewer polls, which I'm super excited about, and I'll see you guys on either Twitch or YouTube.